The sun is setting, that's why I'm like a little orange, but literally the sun is right on my face, and I'm out here with Bane. And we're gonna start this video and do like a little Instagram picks my reads for like the next couple days. I have 2 books that I'm gonna have them choose from, and I wanna pick books that I feel like people don't really know much about, because I feel like if I pick books that people know about, they're gonna pick what they know. So let me show you guys the books that I am thinking about, like, or that I'm going to share on my Instagram stories. These are the 2 books. One of the books is Only Love Can Hurt Like This, and I picked this up in Target just randomly. It looks like it would be a good story. I don't really know much about it, but like the back looked like it was really good. On the front it says an earth-shattering secret, life-changing love story. And I'm always in for the drama when it comes to love stories. And the other book is My Dark Romeo, and this I think is supposed to be like a bestseller and very, not like super well known, but the people that I've heard talk about it, they really love it. They're very different vibes. So I'm gonna make a little picture and then we're gonna post it. I think I'm gonna take the picture in the air of the 2 pictures just because I feel like that will look cute. I don't know, the sun is setting and like the sun will be on them. I almost feel like whichever book I put in front is gonna be the one that people choose. Like if I put this one like in front, I feel like people will pick that one. I don't know, maybe that's just me like overthinking, but we're gonna do My Dark Romeo in the front just because it's the heavier one and it's harder to hold when it's in the back. And let's see if I can get a good picture of both of them. My gosh, these are actually really hard to hold, trying to get them like up in the air. Oh my gosh. These are literally, I can't grip them. This is like harder than I thought it would be. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. We got it. We're gonna post the pic and see what everyone chooses. All right, it's time to post it. I just put which book should I read next, and then I put My Dark Romeo at the top and Only Love Can Hurt Like This second. I don't know why I decided to put My Dark Romeo in the front, but it just was heavier, and so I figured it would be easier to hold. So we're gonna post it and we are good to go. We get bad service out here, so it takes a little to load sometimes. There we go. Officially posted. It hasn't been a full 24 hours yet, but I want to start reading, and it looks like there's one book that is definitely in the lead, and let me show you guys. So I waited about, it's been like close to 24 hours, not quite, but obviously I just like want to get to reading, and if I waited a full 24 hours then I wouldn't be able to like read much today, because I posted this on my stories like later in the evening last night. But the poll, you can see it is very much like one is winning over the other, and I was actually kind of surprised about which one is winning and which one isn't. And this is as of like 1 o'clock so far. So yeah, I feel like I should probably read Only Love Can Hurt Like This because it is winning by a good amount. This is at 60%, this is at 40%. This one has been coming up some, so I feel like maybe over time it could come up and other people could maybe vote, but I feel like eventually I will read this book. I've heard a lot of good things about My Dark Romeo. So yeah, we're gonna go and read Only Love Can Hurt Like This. I, again, heard great things about My Dark Romeo, so I am kind of sad I'm not reading that one. But I also want to post another little like question box, because I feel like I'm gonna finish this. We're gonna try to finish this today. And so I'm gonna post another little question box of like, what should I read? And let's go pick out the book, because I don't know, I want to post it now because I don't want to have to wait until later. So let's go pick the book. I love my bookshelf, but I am kind of needing to get more bookshelf space because I'm finding that my bookshelf is just getting so full and I don't really have a ton of extra space anymore. I keep most of my TBR like in this little corner. Let me show you. This is where I've been keeping my July TBR, just like right here in this corner. I feel like it could definitely change, but I want to have like a specific space for my TBR that's not on my bookshelf, because literally everything else is color coded and organized, and I just love how that looks, like just all around. And then the only thing that's not organized is this little section. So I am probably going to be having like a little organize my bookshelf like video coming soon, because I think I'm going to buy another smaller bookshelf, maybe just for my TBR, like books that I want to read like right away. But I'm gonna take these off because obviously we already decided which one we're gonna read out of these. Now these books I feel like are ones that I've heard great things about, and I kind of want to read the next book in the series because the new like show comes out on the 14th, and I kind of want to like read this before the 14th. But I also kind of want to read this book, Travis, by Mia Sheridan, because I've heard a lot of good things about it. I think I'm going to actually pick, now that I'm like saying this out loud, it's like making me decide. I think I'm gonna pick another like set of books that I haven't really heard people talk about. I keep going back and forth with what I want to choose, whether I want to pick like 2 popular books or 2 books that aren't popular. But I think because I picked 2 books that weren't popular for like the last little poll, I think I'm gonna pick 2 books that are kind of popular for this poll. I don't know, is that wild that I'm just like trying to make some kind of like, I don't know, what's it called? Strategy for these books. So I think I'm going to pick Hook, Line, and Sinker because I've heard really good things about this book and it's on my TBR. I feel like this is definitely a summer book. And then I also think that I think I'm going to pick, I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pick something that's not on my TBR right now. I'm such a huge mood reader, which is why I can never pick anything, like pick an actual TBR and stick to it, because I just switch so much. So the book that I think I'm going to pick is Love Hypothesis. These are 2 books that I feel like people talk about so much. And I feel like if I put this on the polls, people are gonna have a hard time deciding whether I should read either Love Hypothesis or Hook, Line, and Sinker. So yeah, we're gonna put these 2 on polls.
Last call, last order. Don't know why I waited for you to come over. I saw you last Monday. Thought you saw me too, across the track in the subway.
Decided to come out to the park to do a little reading by the dock, and I've been getting through a good amount of the book, and I'm not like obsessed with it. I just feel like, I don't know, it's giving fiction and it's giving like zero romance, even though I can tell that there definitely is. It talks a lot about like healing from heartbreak and stuff like that, which I feel like is good, but I'm just not like obsessed with it. I kind of wish that I started My Dark Romeo, but I don't know. I'm hoping that because I picked 2 popular books for the poll, which I still haven't posted yet, but I'm getting ready to. I'm hoping that those books will be a lot better, because obviously if they're popular, people probably like them. So I'm just crossing my fingers that they're good, and we're gonna post the poll whenever we get over here by the water. This is one of my favorite docks to come out to because it's usually pretty open and it's obviously by the park, but I love that the dock area is just like so, I don't know, calm, and you can walk all the way out here. And then over here, there's like a little bridge if you want to walk to the other side of the park. It's actually a pretty like large park, which is nice. What's so funny, whenever I like bring books for videos, I always bring like these huge stacks of books, and I feel like people probably think that I'm just like so wild, because they're like, why is this woman just literally packing the books? Obviously I have the one that I'm reading, but then I have the two that I'm gonna take a picture of. I think I'm gonna take this picture with like the water in the background versus like the sky, which is what I did yesterday. We are gonna try not to drop my phone or these books into the water. We'll see how that works out. It's actually kind of hard to hold these books, but we are gonna trust my hand because I feel like I have a pretty good grip on these, or can have a pretty good grip on these. Let's see. My gosh, my grip is literally slipping, so let me put these down. But I feel like this is gonna be a really good picture. Now that that's done, I can read a little bit more out here. It is just so calm by the water. Like, there's nothing better. I will say, if you, like, some of you guys have asked like how I read outside and like how I just like don't worry about bugs, and I think the biggest thing that's helped me is just like doing it more. Like, the more I get outside, the less I even think about bugs. I just really don't even like, it doesn't even come to mind anymore. And I feel like if you start small, like maybe go outside for like a little bit and then like add on more time every time you go out, you'll just get used to being outside more. But I'm on chapter 13. So I'm like a decent distance through this book, and again, it's okay, I'm not obsessed with it, but we'll see if I can get into it a little bit more. I always feel like books really like show you their true colors when you get to 100 pages, and I just got to page 118, so I'm not that far past 100 pages, so I feel like this can still definitely get much better. So let's get into it a little bit more. I didn't wait until like the full 24 hours was up before I started reading the next book, but before I show you what book it is, I want to show you the poll results. I feel like I can definitely start a book if the poll results are like one is way ahead of the other. You can see that there's very obviously a winner, and it looks like Love Hypothesis is winning. Everyone is voting for that one, so that's what I decided to choose. I honestly didn't really have high hopes for this book, because sometimes books that are overly hyped on TikTok or like BookTube or whatever, I just am very wary of, because I don't know, I feel like sometimes books get overhyped and they're not as good as they actually are. But this book is so cute. I love this book. I'm on page 256, and I already want to run and go pick up the new book that is by this author. And my niece actually told me that she loves this author. She said it's one of her favorite authors, and the like books are really easy to read and easy to pick up. So I should have known that it was going to be good, but I am loving it. So I literally am going to go pick up the new one at the bookstore, just because whenever you read a book and you get like excited about it, I don't know if anyone else is like this, but like if you get excited about it, like I need it right then. And I don't know if it's going to be one that I like read immediately, but I want to have it, because if I get the urge to read it and I don't have it, I'm just gonna be upset. So I only have, let's see, about, looks like a little over 100 pages left, so I'm almost finished with this book. So I think I'm going to do a little poll for these two books, because I picked two books that aren't super popular, two books that are really popular, and then I want to pick two books that are diverse reads. So this one is Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers, and this is Have We Met by Camille Baker. These both look like super cute books, and they've been on my TBR, so I'm going to post a little like poll for these. So I'm going to take a little picture of these and post it on my Instagram. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram so you guys can see these pictures, because I feel like, I don't know, you guys definitely want to see like what's going on in real time, and you definitely want to be able to be a part of the polls. So let's take this picture. How cute are these books together? I kind of want to make sure that the girl's face on Honey Girl is like definitely able to be seen, because I don't want like one book to be like super in front of the other so that people only choose one, if you know what I mean. So let's see. Okay, perfect. Now that I've posted both of the pictures for those books, let's head to the bookstore. I need to grab this next book. Like, I literally am in love with The Love Hypothesis. It's so cute. So let's head to the bookstore and grab the next book. That's the new one that just came out.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do.
I have the books from Barnes & Noble that I got that I want to show you guys, but I also am going to do a giveaway. I just decided. So I'm going to show you guys the books that I'm going to do in the giveaway first. The first book that I'm going to be giving in this book giveaway is Fourth Wing. I thought about keeping it for myself, but I decided not to because so many of you guys love like fantasy, and I literally never read fantasy. And I know you guys have said like, read this book, it's so good, but I feel like this book should go to someone who's as obsessed with fantasy as like most fantasy readers are, and not to someone who's like new to fantasy. Maybe I'll read this eventually, but I just literally don't read fantasy. So they had some copies in my bookstore, so I decided to buy a copy for someone who's been looking for it. I know on Amazon you literally can't get this until August, so that's why I decided to pick it up. And then I'm also giving away the entire Hoop series by Kendi Ryan. I'm giving away Hook Shot, Long Shot, and Block Shot. So you can get all three of these super thick books along with Fourth Wing. And all you have to do is leave your Instagram below and leave a little comment sharing like a book that you're excited to read or a book that you recently read that you loved. I love getting book recs, and I just feel like that's a fun way for you guys to enter the giveaway, but also for you guys to just, I don't know, share what you're reading, what you're loving. So either share a book that you read that you loved or a book that you're excited to read, and make sure to leave your Instagram so that I can get like all of your info, because I'm sure you're not wanting to leave like your address for everyone to read below. And I will message you over on Instagram so I can send these to you, and you will get all 4 of these. So I figured that would be a fun way to give back to you guys, because I just love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful for this community. You guys make me feel just so happy to be in a space like this. Another book that I picked up that I've been wanting to read was a recommendation from Kalila D. She recently read this book, and I was like, you know what, I have to get it. It's called Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. On the back it says, meet Eleanor. She struggles with appropriate social skills and tends to say exactly what she's thinking. Nothing is missing in her carefully timetabled life, where weekends most consist of frozen pizza, vodka, and phone chats with Mummy. But everything changes when Eleanor meets Raymond, the bumbling IT guy from her office, whose big heart will ultimately help Eleanor find the way to repair her own profoundly damaged one. Smart, warm, and uplifting, Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine is a story of an out-of-the-ordinary heroine whose deadpan weirdness and wit make for an irresistible journey as she realizes the only way to survive is to open your heart. I just thought that this would be so good, and she literally rated this 5 stars, so I was like, you know what, I need to read it. Then I picked up Love Theoretically because I am super close to being done. I think I only have like 50 pages left of the Love Hypothesis, and it is so freaking cute. I'm gonna give you guys my ratings for all the books at the end of this video, but I really love that book. It's so cute, and definitely was a book that like has exceeded my expectations, because honestly they weren't that high, because I feel like a lot of BookTok books are overhyped, but I really do love that one. And so I picked up her newest book, which is Love Theoretically. On the back it says, rival physicists collide in a vortex of academic feuds and fake dating shenanigans in this delightfully stimulant rom-com from the New York Times bestselling author of The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain. I didn't get Love on the Brain. I don't know why I didn't think to buy that book. I literally missed the third book in this. I don't think they all like go together or anything, but now I feel like I need to pick up that book because I got the third one. So I might have to pick up that book because honestly, Love Hypothesis is so cute. And the last book that I got is Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. It says Shelby is the first to go missing, then Meredith and her 6-year-old daughter Delilah vanish just blocks away from where Shelby was last seen, striking fear into their once peaceful community after an elusive search that yields more questions than answers. The case eventually goes cold. Now 11 years later, Delilah shockingly returns. Everyone wants to know what happened to her, but no one is prepared for what they'll find, and some people will stop at nothing to keep the truth buried. So this is a really good book, and I've been just trying to add in new books that are thrillers because you guys know I'm on my thriller kick. So yeah, make sure you guys enter to the giveaway and you can get all 4 of these books, and I'm going to be doing more giveaways, but I also do giveaways over on Instagram too. So if you're wanting to enter more of those, make sure to follow me over there so you can see more giveaways. So yeah, I'll check back with you guys tomorrow once I finish the book and whenever I start the new one.
I guess I'm lonely, I'm starting to grow old, and I thought my youth would last forever. Take me back to when we were kids and didn't care if we were acting stupid, cause all we had was us. If I close my eyes and think about us, I can see.
I finished the 3 books in this challenge that Instagram picked for me to read, and I really enjoyed them. I want to show you guys the books that I read and also their rating. So the first book that I read was Only Love Can Hurt Like This by Paige Toon. This was a really good book. I rated this 3 out of 5 stars. Now for me, I feel like everyone has a different rating, but for me, 3 is average. So like there is nothing bad about a 3. It's something I would recommend. It's usually like a light or fluffy read, or if it's not light and fluffy, it's just kind of like enjoyable read, but nothing that I'm probably gonna remember like later on in life. And probably not something I'm ever gonna go back to, but it is enjoyable. I always like to share that because I feel like sometimes people think like, oh, you rated a 3, like you didn't like it. To me, 3 is average. Like if we're rating on a 5 scale, like if we all did math, you know what I mean? Like we're rating on a 5 scale, 3 isn't bad. It's just average. It's like middle of the road, you know, it's not terrible. So I enjoyed this book. I think what I liked most about this book was it was very unexpected. I feel like, again, this isn't something that I would really like probably really recommend or not recommend. Like it was a fine book. I found myself falling in love with Renan Anders, and I think that it depicts starting over in a good way. And I feel like sometimes it's hard to find books where the characters like start over, have a new life, and have to like let go of something, and the writer like actually writes the storyline well. And I feel like this was written really well, where I was like really rooting for her to start over her new life, and it was just a good read. The next book that I read was Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I rated this 3.5 out of 5 stars, so a little above average. Such a cute read. I literally went out and immediately went to the bookstore to buy the next book like that she wrote, because I love her writing. Like, and there are some authors where the story, I resonate with it, but I'm not like 5 out of 5, like, you know, 4 out of 5 stars, it's incredible, whatever. But I know that their writing is like good enough where I would like continue to enjoy their books, and maybe another story I would connect with more. I really did connect with this story. I will say it was definitely spicier than I thought. I don't know why I'm always like, I don't know, just baffled whenever I see cartoon covers and I like get a lot of spice in it. I loved how the character Olive as someone who is in STEM, I feel like you don't see that very often in books, and it's nice that Ali Hazelwood has kind of added that into her books where there's women in STEM and who are like very career driven, and I really, really like that. I also like that Adam really only had eyes for Olive, and this is like one of the stories that has a trope that you don't see very often. I don't know if it's a spoiler, so I'm not gonna say it. But I love that he was like kind of grumpy with everyone else, but like not with her. And it was a really cute book. Again, I love the writing, super easy to read. So I immediately went out and bought another one of her books. So 3.5 out of 5 stars, cute read. I'll definitely recommend this to other people. I think really the only thing that I didn't connect with as much was I feel like this book was a lot spicier than I expected, and I almost wish that I went into it like knowing it had a little less spice, because I was kind of taken aback by it. But I did really like how there's kind of like a side story that moves along the like book, which I love in romances, because I feel like sometimes, yes, I love romances and like love seeing characters connect, but it's nice to have like another story that kind of like pulls the whole theme of the book along. So I don't know, I really like that. And then Have We Met by Camille Baker was another good book. I rated this 3 out of 5 stars. I think what I liked most about this book was they really talked a lot about like finding yourself and grief and friendship, and that like was really, really like honed in on in this book. You rarely see people in books that like don't have jobs or who are like trying to find themselves, and I just feel like it was really nice to see that. Corinne, she didn't have a job throughout this book and was like job hunting and struggling to figure out like what she wanted to do in life, and it's nice to see that because it's like so normal. But in books, I feel like everyone always knows what they want to do and they're like in this perfect like track in life, and I don't know, it was nice to see her kind of trying to figure it out. I also really liked how there was the storyline of a app that was like connecting her to like her future potential partner. I do kind of wish that there was a little bit more depth to the app, like we learned a little bit more about the app, because I feel like we didn't. But overall, 3 out of 5 stars. Hi, bud. Hi, baby boy. Hi. Hi, you just get home. So yeah, I finished all 3 of these books. I really loved having you guys pick my books this week. It was just really enjoyable. I'll probably do this again, but I think I'm gonna do it again where maybe YouTube picks my books and maybe TikTok picks my books, and then I'll do again an Instagram picks my books. But love this challenge, it was super fun, and yeah, I hope I'll see you guys in another one. I upload videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so you guys will get tons and tons of book-related videos if you're new. So come back for another one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.